Spotlight on John Hughes.
Welcome.
All right, guys.
Anthony,
Can't hear you. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Sons of guns, you got me again. How are you? Take two.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. John, good to see you again. I think the last time we saw each other was my New Year's picks.
Yes, that's correct. It's great to see you again. That was fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Horribly wonderful picks. Jen, excellent interview. Good to see you as always.
you as always too.
And Kevin, keep it coming. Keep it coming.
I see the eyes healing up. I like it.
Last but not least, Danny. Very good as always. Now, this is a deep dive, but I want to make it as quick as we can because, I mean, we're running late as it is. Okay.
Yeah, we are.
I'm sorry if we're being blinded right there. So I'll try to cool.
No, it's fine.
So anyway, John Hughes, who is a master of what he accomplished in his lifetime. So I'm going to go into his bio for 2 seconds, and I figured we'd just look at his body of work in one sitting because that kind of gives you an idea, just all the graphic posters of how much this guy actually accomplished. Because we all know his works, but we don't know how much he's produced and so on and so forth. It kind of falls by the wayside. The dude was born February 18th, 1950, moved around a lot as a kid. So when he got a lot of friends, he had to move. So he kind of rested on his laurels of his imagination, which thank God for us. Married his high school sweetheart, and then he started working for advertising agencies. And he was a copywriter, which is where he became a proficient typist. This guy was so proficient, he'd bang out scripts in a weekend, but we'll get to that. He actually linked up with National Lampoons in New York because he would fly back and forth with the agency, and they gave him a job. And the first thing he did, Vacation 58, short story, boom. So this was basically based on his real life experiences. A lot of these works were, and he also did Christmas 59. You see where this is going. There you go. So this is, signposts of things to come. So, by the way, if anybody along this journey, because we're going to stop and, take in the sights like vacation style. If anybody has any memories of John Hughes movies, what they mean to them, just whatever, please chime in. I don't want this to be an oral report. Okay. Because nobody likes that.
Well, you know what's crazy? I actually was telemarketing, and I called, and I said, it's John Hughes there. I didn't realize it was the John Hughes. And the woman was like, he died. This was the year he died. And I was like, I am so sorry. I did not know it was the John Hughes.
I mean, it is a common name. It could have been another Hughes. I mean, you never know. But
who would have thought that I would have had John Hughes' freaking number?
You probably had him. You probably had him.
Or they devised a clever way to thwart telemarketers.
100%. See, Kevin with the kill. Kevin with the kill.
I don't think he faked his own death, Kevin.
No,
No, but he was probably another guy named John Hughes eating a sandwich going, tell him I died.
Tell him I died. You could rent my movies. All right, so moving on. So this is what he did. He actually had a shot. Once the success of Animal House came out, which was National Lampoon's first feature, I mean, this is a hell of a fucking movie. In fact, spoiler alert, it's the best, in my opinion, college film of all time.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
100%. And it's a period piece, It's not it came out in 78, but it's a 60s film.
Well, a lot of the actors went to a fraternity party while they were shooting that, and they wound up getting in a fight with the fraternity brothers. I don't know if you heard about that. You got to look it up.
No, I didn't. You should take over the segment the college segment, because that's a good bit of info right there. I failed you.
I can't see that happening with John Belushi.
No, not at all. But yeah, so the success of National Lampoon's first feature led to inevitably a spin-off series, which was Delta House, and that's what John Hughes ended up writing. This was not. It was not successful. It was very short-lived.
Right after Bert and Mindy.
Wait, John Hughes wrote the TV show?
Yeah. In fact, there's a script circulating on eBay for about $500, and I'm watching it.
For Christmas.
Work them down. Okay, like 150, I get 500 for a failed show.
You're worth it.
I mean, I'll get it eventually, but anyway. As if I didn't have enough moles. What is that thing right there?
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, isn't that so weird? Anyway, moving forward.
I've seen that the past couple shows, to be honest with
Oh
you.
yeah,
I don't know
I'll figure it out. It's my ghost. It's my cursor. Like, you ever see Automan, that show from the 80s? Anyway, moving forward. Delta House didn't last, but you know what? It was a writing gig. It was paid. He was able to put food on the table for what he was doing, and that's a good thing. So moving forward.
Bad.
Yeah, like some of the actors, were from the original film moved to the TV version.
Some of them.
Secret Life of Nikola Tesla. I've never seen this movie. Yeah, he wrote this shit.
Okay, Anthony, we're watching this next time.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna get on VHS for like 99 cents. Yeah. So he's a gun for hire, and apparently he was like a co-writer. There was a few writers for this, so something I haven't seen, but something on the list. This is part of his work history. Moving forward.
Is there an exact same script for a movie about Thomas Edison?
He was fired from that one.
It's not as good. It's not as good as Tesla. It's not as reputable.
It became Mr. Mom.
Yeah,
more popular, but not as good.
So this is more juicy for him. He, back with National Lampoons, lead writer, so on and so forth. Was not as successful as they thought. It was definitely no Animal House, and it's pretty obscure at this point. Is it good? It's got moments, but no, it's not good. The end.
Who was in there? Who was in there?
I was like, is that Tom Hanks? Who's in that?
Definitely not Tom Hanks. Randos, but people who have gone on to a career, but their names escape me because they're more character actors. And again, it's that obscure. Moving forward, he actually did more TV. We're gonna get to his good shit real quick. We got to go through this shit. We got to see what his pilgrimage was. At Ease is a TV show. Boom. Didn't last.
Wow.
Screenwriter. Moving forward, we're gonna get to the good shit. This is the good shit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for John Hughes, he calls it a rape. Okay. Yeah.
What?
Yes, unfortunately. And dude, you guys know me. I'm a Mr. Mom fan. It's a problem. And I don't have to, tell you guys why, because I've told you every damn episode why.
Yeah, you love this movie.
Yeah,
no, like, I was like in love with Michael Keaton in this movie. He was like the most endearing,
Well, his performance in Night Shift is why he got the leading role for this, and rightly so.
Henry Winkler.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
See, full circle. Yep. But so what happened was he wrote. Here's the proficiency. He wrote Mr. Mom in one sitting.
Wow.
Okay.
And he's saying that a screenplay he wrote in one sitting was ruined.
So here's the deal. He was living in Chicago at the time.
Raped?
Yeah. I mean, there's a through line here. He was living in Chicago at the time. Lawrence Schuler Donner picked it up, producer. And basically, they greenlit the picture. And it was in LA. So he was flying back and forth. And he's like, well, I'll just do the revisions in Chicago. Like, my family's there. And they're like, no, you got to be here. He's like, no. That's it. They fired him. They took, which means they bought it from him.
Yeah.
And they took it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took it from there, and then they hired TV writers to punch it up or whatever. But here's the deal.
Didn't he get the writing credit, though?
100%. He gets the only credit in it.
Yeah.
Because that's how much was salvaged in the actual screenplay, was his work. And this is something why
is he being a bitter bitch about it?
Yeah, why is he? That great is a very big word to use.
It is.
I love you, Genevieve. You are awesome.
Well, I'm sure those who have written who it did not turn out as you. I mean, it's his first big sale, big sale, not just like a TV show. This is like in every fucking cinema, right? I got the script, by the way. This is one of the original production used scripts. I'm very excited to have it. You guys know me. It's a big deal. Yeah. What happened was, I guess ultimately what was on the screen was altered enough to where he was just like, it was a sour experience for him, so on and so forth.
There was probably like two really funny bits that didn't make it in that he's like, dang.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know. John Hughes was such a good writer. I mean, I know it was a good movie, but if it was his original script, it might have been 10 times better. I love.
You have a point.
Yeah.
But
Mr. Mom.
The worst of what it's the worst to him, and it's still a phenomenal movie. So
well, I mean, I got to tell you, and I don't want to make this 200 hours, but the interview basically was well after his success. and he still called it a rape. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's like that to me. I mean, I would love to have a movie.
I want to see his script.
Of course, but it's kind of like no.
This is a lot better.
It's kind of like Tarantino, like you know how like I guess he had sold one of his scripts to Natural Born Killers, right? Oliver Stone picked it up, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna rewrite this. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do that." And he's like, "You don't rewrite my scripts." He's like, "Well, this is standard Hollywood practice." He goes, "Not for me." You know, like I don't want to say he's a diva, but probably a little bit of a diva. But you know, at the end of the day, he's an artist, and
he was an amazing writer.
Yeah. So moving forward, I don't want to dwell on it. But Mr. Moms, I should say, can we go back? God bless you. This is perfect right here. Thank you, Suzannah. This started John Hughes's ensemble of a cast he started using. Okay. Marilyn Flynn, who was in Mr. Mom, she also was Cousin Eddie's wife. Down the line.
Oh,
love her.
Yeah. So there's that. So let's move on to Vacation, which is a big deal. Okay, Vacation was
the greatest movie covers of all time.
Isn't it? It's already right there. You know, you're satirizing the fuck out of like Conan.
Yeah,
like it's great. And it's interesting because this is a movie that took like something familial, and made it dangerous. And that was like, I think, ahead of its time. You know, because I remember as a 6-year-old, I was like, "Holy fuck, dude! I got to see this." My mom's like, "Oh, it's rated R." I'm like, "And I got to see this." That's it. So this movie is it's dated now, but I love it still. But it's as punk rock, I think, as its release. And clearly there's been a handful of iterations since then, We're the Millers, so on and so forth. And those are fine. But Vacation took good use
you can't compare. No. You can't compare that.
I can. Yes, I can. It's it's a rated R family comedy.
No, I'm saying.
I'm saying a rape.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking
We're the Millers was a rape. If anything was a rape, We're the Millers.
You understand what I'm saying, called, right?
We're the Rapists.
I think you're missing my point. My point is the formula has been done a lot since then. Family comedies.
Yeah.
So you're taking me off on a detour, which I don't need to be on. Okay, moving back on.
All right, go ahead.
Yes, Anthony. I'm not done yet. We got Anthony Michael Hall to talk about. Come on now, God bless. Anthony Michael Hall was his first appearance in here. And that was a good deal for him. And Harold Ramis fucking kicked ass on this movie. Like everything came together. You know, the music, everything. Chevy Chase, the cast. This movie was badass as fuck.
Dude, Anthony Michael Hall, that scene where he's drinking the beer, where they're talking. I'm like,
my absolute favorite moment in Vacation is when they're all asleep in the car and the pan that the camera does.
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
And then it lands on Chevy, who's at the wheel, and he's asleep.
That's actually
that's
actually in Vacation 58, the short story that Hughes had written, and then of course he wrote the screenplay for Vacation.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dad fell asleep at the wheel again, so on and so forth. Yeah. So it's shit that he grew up with, apparently.
Yeah.
But by the way, We're the Millers isn't bad. It's no Vacation. Okay. It's no Vacation.
That was my point. Vacation is just so much better.
Well, of course. It's just like since then they're like, oh, this works. Rated R family comedies. Like that was like the first rated R. Like, oh my gosh.
All right, my final ruling. It's a sodomy. Let's move on.
So while he sold Vacation, he actually wrote this little period piece deal here.
What?
Yeah.
Never heard of this.
Also called Savage Island. I've never seen it. I'm gonna probably get it on VHS for $3. So moving forward.
I love the pricing comments.
Yeah, well, I looked it up on eBay.
He's building look at this thing. I mean,
this is where once Mr. Mom made a fucking massive amount of money and Vacation made a massive amount of money. They're like, oh, this guy might be a Funderteen, whatever the fuck. So he had his shot and he fucking knocked out of the goddamn park, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
Please chime in with your thoughts because this is a hangout right here. We're all just, it's not me waxing just John Hughes. So what do you got?
This movie blew my mind. It's one of the reasons I really, and this is before I ever met Mike. I loved him in this movie. I love this movie. This movie was incredibly hilarious. When he's holding up the underwear in the bathroom to prove that he had her underwear. It was, dude, this movie's epic. It was so goddamn good, man.
Apparently I have to say the name of the movie. 16 Candles.
Yes. Yeah. Also, when I decided
for those that are deaf, God bless them.
Oh, right. I forgot. We're on Spotify now.
That's great. Fantastic. I apologize. I didn't mean to,
No, it's my
overlook
fault.
that. No, it's my fault. It's Ask Anthony, not Ask Danny McDermott. I should say the title. God bless. But I will say this movie is totally rad. People are like, oh, it's insensitive because of Long Duck Dong. But I got to say, the actor Getty Watanabe has very good memories of his role. He says he may have been a little naive maybe about the character he had agreed to do, but like that guy stole the fucking show. And talk about breaking fucking stereotypes. His name is Long Dong. Okay, that's fucking gangster.
Yeah,
and his memories of this film is to this day very warm and very sweet, and he loves it.
Yeah,
and he actually went on to talk about like where Long Duck Dong is currently in this state of reality. 4 marriages, so on and so forth. It's pretty good. You can find it online.
This movie for me, Anthony, was like, I think, and for a lot of chicks that age, was pretty important because there wasn't a lot of reference point for us to watch a teen movie and be like, oh, that's my voice. That's what I'm feeling. That's the angst I'm feeling. Like, I can't think of any other movies around that time besides, like, I don't know.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
That's what John Hughes did.
That was everybody's, but this one was more... There was different characters, but it was her perspective for most of the movie.
Yeah, and that's what stood him out because he actually gave voices to the everyday average person.
And the underdog.
Like the neighbors that live to the left and the right of you.
Yeah.
They all have stories. And that's, I think, what he was very good at.
Mm-hmm. Cusack in that movie, too.
Sorry?
Young John Cusack.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. It was young John Cusack.
Oh, yeah, he played the geek.
Yeah,
the 2 geek. I remember.
Interestingly enough, Michael Shuffling, who played Jake Ryan, went on to be a carpenter. He just said, I'm done.
Hot. He's so hot. Oh,
he's like, I'm good. I came, I left. I'm good. I'll make some.
And Harrison Ford started as a carpenter.
See,
an actor.
There you go.
There you
go.
go.
There's something there.
What do you know?
Which one do you think would build you a better bookcase?
Jesus Christ.
I was just going to say, leads us back to Jesus.
I just said the same thing. That's great. Yeah, so 60 Candles, hell of a fucking film, fantastic soundtrack.
Oh,
we're frozen. Yeah, no, that happened.
I thought I was frozen.
Those lights above him finally abducted him.
Yeah. There you go. So Anthony Michael Hall, I wound up meeting him at karaoke in New York City. I was singing Jackson Brown's "Somebody's Baby," and I hear someone screaming. I hear someone go, whoa, whoa! He's screaming. I look over. It's Anthony Michael Hall, and so I walked up to him, and he goes, dude, if Jackson Brown was dead, he'd be rolling in his grave right now because you killed that song. and he went up buying me a drink. We were friends for like a year. Good friends. Like we hung out all the time. And I haven't seen him in a while though, but he's a good dude, man. Funny as hell.
Hanging out with him a couple times. He lived in Playa del Rey or around there about for sure.
Yeah, that's where he lived. Yeah, Playa del Rey. Yep. Yeah, I was at his apartment.
Yeah, we lived right by him, so we get to hang with him. He was so cool. Yeah.
Oh, he was a great guy.
Is he on a show now?
He's always on something. Was he
doing the Stephen King?
Oh, the series?
Yes, he was. That was the Dead Zone.
Yeah.
Dead Zone.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah. That's when I knew him. That's when I was hanging out with him.
I think he aged kind of well.
What the hell, dude?
He did. I agree.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yes, now you are.
You're back.
You are indeed.
What the hell?
And you were frozen like this, like in this, like.
Was it a cool pose or was it awesome?
Was. No, it totally worked.
Well, it was one of those poses where you're like, no. It was.
I got to tell you, I took this opportunity to turn off the AC because you no interruptions.
Because you literally froze.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. See, this is why Jen
that AC does eat a lot of broadband.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, it is Net AC. It's Nest. Moving forward. Okay, let's get out of 16 Candles. I was gonna say real quick. The studio did not like his unorthodox way of saying, "No, we don't need a score. I want fucking Britpop. I want this kind of shit. I want the actual music in the picture that I wrote to." And he had a struggle. And guess what? John Hughes was fucking right. Moving forward. Dude, this movie is badass as fuck. Hailed as one of the best high school films of all time. It was a deep dive into characters of, just angst that teens were feeling at the time. Yes, it's stereotypical, and that's the beauty of it. You know, they just took the, you know, whatever you would see, whatever Cameron Crowe, I should say, almost would see in high school, like he did with Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Judd is a great guy, by the way.
Can I say one thing really quick?
You can say two things.
Okay. Stupid, worthless, no good, goddamn freeloading son of a bitch, retarded, big mouth, know-it-all asshole jerk. You forgot ugly, lazy, and disrespectful. Shut up, bitch. Go fix me a turkey pot pie. What about you, Dad? No, fuck you. No, Dad. What about you? Fuck you. No, Dad. What about you? Whoa! That's how many times I've seen that movie.
Nice.
I'm totally with you, Jen. In fact, I actually performed that in drama class at El Camino.
Did
That
you?
whole fucking bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a great piece of work.
Judd did a reading on my movie. I just texted him the other day. Good guy. Great guy.
I will say this.
Genius.
Yeah.
I will say this. It's just not going to get any better. He wrote this over 4th of July weekend.
Oh, dude.
What?
Yeah, greenlit and then just shot. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah. And he had a very high shooting ratio, like
1,500 a day. Yeah.
1,500 foot mags on the camera. And there were moments where like Anthony Michael Hall getting stoned, that scene. And you can hear the mag was done. Like the tape was going.
Wow.
And everybody knew it was done, but they're like, no, we're gonna watch Anthony Michael Hall just get stoned and fuck around for like 20 more minutes. But this movie is rad as fuck, and there's actually they shot this in a high school gym and they built the set there. So anytime you watch the movie, think the real set is in a gym, and it makes a lot of sense. And it's a beautiful structure.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
look at how Anthony Michael Hall looks like right there.
Oh yeah.
So young.
Absolutely.
So talented. Let me tell you, that guy had me laughing. We were hanging out at the bar. He had a keychain, and it was a silhouette of a man and a woman, and he can make it look like they're having sex in all different positions. And he had me laughing my ass off. He's hysterical. He's still hysterical.
But
Anthony,
Dan, that sounds like anyone with a novelty keychain could make you laugh.
No, but the way he did it, it was like
the way he did what? Hold it out.
John, it was the way he did.
No.
20 minutes and some novelty mugs. I'll have him on the floor.
No, but he was acting it out. He's like, no, too close. I mean, it was, dude, I was dying. He was really funny.
I would pay to see that.
Oh my God.
I'm
sure he still got the keychain. If you meet him, ask him for.
God bless. Moving forward,
I raped myself on that. Go ahead.
yeah, right. You got a keychain of that? Let us know. European Vacation. I was very fucking excited about this. I wasn't allowed to see it in the theater, which really pissed me off. And this was the newly PG-13 minted films. This is 85. Okay, and PG-13, as we talked about in the other episodes, was created because of Steven Spielberg's Gremlins and Temple of Doom, which were PG. So, dude, this is from the new crop, dude, PG-13 movies, which is like, I was so excited to see it, even though it wasn't 13.
And that had nudity in it.
Yeah.
And it was PG-13, so that was a surprise.
Well, check it out. So, I should have done this earlier, but there's the Vacation Standee. There's the European Vacation Standee. Obviously, I'm a nerd fan. I like the fucking movies. Is European Vacation fantastic? No. Is the trailer great? Yes, it is. Okay. The trailer is very good. And that's what sold me. It is a good, enjoyable, batter film. But what's interesting about this movie is Dana Barron, the original Audrey Griswold, was cast in European Vacation.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So she was cast. She was ready to rock.
Because I didn't like that Audrey that much. She was kind of, I don't know.
God bless. I hear you. She since passed on.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, kind of earlier on.
She was great. God bless her.
Yeah. I think she was possibly a diabetic. She had some other conditions.
There was something going on there.
Yeah, but here's what's fucked up. Okay, here's what's really fucked up. Again, original Audrey Griswold from the first Vacation was ready to go for European. I want to reiterate that. She was replaced by another actress named Dana Hill. Same name, Dana Hill. And why? It's because Anthony Michael Hall was doing another John Hughes movie. He was doing Weird Science at the time. So he chose not to do European Vacation, directed by Amy Heckerling. God bless her.
So they'd have two different kids.
So instead of having one different kid, which I would have been more down with, because at least you have some closer continuity, they're like, fuck it. Which I found probably very traumatizing. I mean,
I didn't like it at all. I was actually like,
it was a turn off.
For me, is still a turn off. I'm like, different kids. That's so lame.
Like, I can appreciate the joke beyond that, but like, that was the first, like, oh, so at the end of the day, the studios made the decision, like, oh, well, if Michael Hall's not going to be in it, fucking just replace both kids. And she was like, again, ready to rock. And so that fucking probably affected her, not only her mental state, but her fucking career for a spell.
Danny, get her on the show. Let's find out how.
And now I'll do.
I'm pals with her. I can get her on, but
This is my favorite line from that movie. Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
I can't get left. Yeah. So Weird Science. Let's fucking go to Weird Science, dude. Let's try to get a momentum here. So Weird Science.
Oh my god.
I mean, I could wax and elect for a fucking ever on this.
No. The reason I said, oh my god, is because when Anthony Michael Hall got drunk in the black club, and he started talking like a black, he started talking like a black guy. He was brilliant. Oh my god, he was so funny. He was insane. He was so good.
Yeah, God, I mean, that's exactly why Hughes would let him just go on, regardless of capturing it or not, because it was just like, it's like candy.
It was
happened to the Wyatt kid, the other kid. Well, I haven't seen him in anything.
That kid wasn't that good though.
He wasn't.
He wasn't that good.
He's no Michael Hall, but like I thought he's a little like, I don't want to disrespect the guy because this is part of my childhood, part of our childhood, I'm sure.
He just wasn't like
a little whiny, but like
X Factor.
Yeah. No, but I that was his role. Yeah. I appreciated what he brought to the table, but I think he went off to do what he did. But he does conventions now.
Yeah.
He does conventions now. But I will say, like. And I was talking to Suzannah on this. I wasn't sure I was going to bring it up, but I got the Blu-ray of Weird Science from Arrow, the company. And great Blu-ray, by the way, great features. But inside was a booklet that was apologizing almost for the existence of this film because of the objectification of women. Okay.
Oh, come on.
And I was reading through this, and I was trying to be neutral and diplomatic, and I was like, well, this is a 15-year-old boy's fantasy. It might not be everybody's slice of life. And at the end of the day,
fantasy. She was my fantasy.
Right?
Suzannah, can you jump in?
Great. Like what?
Genevieve, you are awesome.
Hi.
How you doing?
She was so hot.
She was like objectify me. What?
I know. Right? I went out and actually bought a bathing suit just so I'd look like Kelly. She was hot.
I loved when she wore his shirt, the cropped shirt, and his underwear in that scene. I'm just like,
yes.
I still have my crop shirt upstairs.
Ooh.
Well, the thing is, this booklet was like apologizing for it and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, she's not real. Okay, she's not like
Right.
It's supernatural, whatever the fuck, 15-year-old boy's fantasy.
Right.
And it's just like, it's just like, I just didn't get it. And it's just so like, take nature to court. I mean, that's what 15-year-old boys and girls think about. You
didn't like what they think about. Like chubby librarians or anything, or
sure.
Here's the other.
Of course, I don't know, but yeah.
Here's the other thing about that. They didn't even have sex with her.
No.
She took control.
They mentioned that.
She took control, and she made them, even though they wanted her and they were objectifying her, she made them not objectify women and made them understand what it is to really care about a woman. Whoever said that shit, fuck them.
No, it was I actually was like almost floored enough, not almost because I actually did like an Amazon review, and I'm like 3 stars. 5 for the fucking Blu-ray, 3 for the booklet. I mean, you guys dropped the book, Mark. But because again, it was so like, oh, I'm so sorry this exists, so on and so forth. Like I can like email you this. It's like it's almost like a joke.
Dude, but went on to marry Steven Seagal.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Who beat her? Who beat her, right? Didn't he beat her or something?
Island too.
Didn't he beat? He beat
her,
of
course,
my grandma Hilda was their nanny, and she said he was like a total dick to her all the time.
Yeah.
Well, that's shocking.
I also telemarketed to him too.
I'm sure you did.
I expected that guy to
no
be.
joke. I got him on the phone and I go, "Is this the Steven Seagal?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm on the set. What's up?" I'm like, do you want to go to the LA Opera?
Did you ever see? Did you ever see when he hosted SNL?
No.
No, but I now have to YouTube it, bro.
Oh, now I have to watch that.
I think that's the only way to watch it because I think they took it out of rotation.
Yeah.
But he's like, it's incredibly difficult to hear him a lot of the time, even though he's mic'd. He's just like.
Was this when he was lawman, or while he was like
throughout the whole episode?
Okay, so
yeah. Like 90s or 2000s or when?
Oh, it was
when
90s.
Okay.
Anthony, do you remember when? So my sister Anthony's partner in crime, she was studying kickboxing, right? And this guy was this major kickboxer, and Steven Seagal was talking trash to him constantly. Like, I can kick your ass. You're not that great of a fighter, kind of thing. He's like
Danny the Jet, maybe, or
Van Damme.
No, he's like his name's Gracie. He's like one of the best. Okay, and so finally they get on the mat together, and this Gracie guy choked Steven Seagal out in like 2 seconds, and he pissed and shit himself.
I heard about this. I heard about this.
Yeah,
I did.
The guy he got up and he was like so embarrassed, and yeah, that was a moment.
The Gracie family is the family that started the Ultimate Fighter,
pissed and shit
and
himself.
they have a whole like Brazilian Gracie jiu-jitsu.
They do Brazilian jiu-jitsu and their ground game they're known for and everything, and they have like dojos and everything.
You know who trains
jiu-jitsu when he's doing it, right?
That's right. You know who trains? You know who's trained with the Gracies for years?
Here we go.
Ed O'Neill.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ed O'Neill.
You're kidding me.
Ed O'Neill will take you down.
That's real trivia.
I just heard them on a great podcast because they go around teaching the police departments to not use guns, but to they're trying to teach more police departments jujitsu so that they can stop killing black people with guns.
That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
You piss yourself, you shit yourself. It's embarrassing, but you go home.
Maybe right. Make police officers watch John Hughes films and chill
out. So I will say, at the end of the day, before we go to Pretty in Pink, the whole moral of Weird Science was get people to like you for who you are, not for what you want them to be.
Yes.
So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why anybody who disses that movie is an idiot. That movie.
Not many people diss it. Just those that they hire to write stupid booklets.
Just the movie people. Yeah, just the people who support the movie themselves, apparently.
Yeah,
so
right. Oh, I'm so sorry for this piece of work that we're going to make money off of. So sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's what corporations are doing now. They're pretending to be woke.
Because back then I was a teenager and I was watching that movie and I'm like, why aren't they having sex with her? And then you learn that she's trying to make them better.
No, she was like a father figure, mother figure. Their fantasies all rolled in one. I mean, you saw when they were making her, they fucking had the punk rock of Bon Jovi.
They got the cute girls at school.
Einstein.
Remember, they got the cute girls from school at the end because they like figured out who they were.
Yeah. Suzanne Snyder and
the great Bill Paxton in that movie as
dude.
Oh my god,
he turned him into like a wet fart.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I could fucking talk about this movie for 2 hours and be like, you know what, this is a two-parter.
And then Suzanne's like, come on, like
it's so great. It's so great.
Bill Paxton was hysterical.
Oh, so good.
He stole the show.
Yeah.
The meanest older brother I think there ever was.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So good.
I loved it when he came into the room and they're in the bed.
The shotgun.
And he whacks him on the head with a shotgun. Yeah. And the girl starts to talk, and he whacks her on the head with a shotgun. I just started laughing. He hit the girl's like, "Ow!" It's like, dude, it was.
Dude, I love when he opens the closet. And the grandparents are in there, and he's like,
"Yeah,
hi, Nanny, hi, Grampy." He closes it.
That part's pretty funny, Danny, but it's no sexy keychain funny.
That's right. I will say this. Before we go on, in the scene where the kitchen's blue and Bill Paxton has, Anthony Michael Hall and Island Mitchell Smith all together in a line with their girlfriends, and he's like fucking military going back and forth, talking shit about how there's a party and how it's going to cost him. Yeah. And he's busting their balls. The camera angle is the backside of all the actors, Anthony Michael Hall and so on and so forth. And you can see the face of Bill Paxton. They are all laughing. You could see them doubling over from the behind because Paxton is so fucking funny in that scene
Yeah.
So next time you watch it, look for that. They can't even keep it together. They can't keep it together.
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah, it's a little piece of trivia for you.
I was so sad when he died, man. Fuck.
Yeah, I was thinking about that today. I mean, it's just what a loss, but what a legacy. And I hear he was like the nicest guy.
Yeah, the nicest.
So Pretty in Pink. This movie is badass as shit. It discussed class clashes and class division, you know, amongst just high schoolers, which was a real fucking problem.
Yeah,
it really was, and it's mortifying. And that's why I think John Hughes was cool, because like he gave, like, you know, we talked about this earlier with Jen, he gave him a voice. And you know, Pretty in Pink, not only did it have a fucking incredible soundtrack, but you know, he started working with different ensemble characters: John Cryer, James Spader, Andrew McCarthy, so on and so forth. What is it, Dean Stapleton?
And Andrew McCarthy is the nicest person in real life. I think.
Oh, cool! I love it. Love to hear that.
Like the nicest, coolest, down to earth, no ego. Like I honestly think John Cryer just collected these like really fucking cool people and was like, let's keep doing this. You know what I mean? Because like,
I will say this. I understand there's a bit of gossip amongst this film, and I'd like to get some hard intellect from Suzannah. I think she's got some dishes to share. What do you got?
So according to dailynews.com and John Cryer's book, he says that Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald did not like him because he was too brash and they were too reserved. They also said he was too effeminate for the role. And during 2.5 Men, they actually referenced his earring, saying that he was taking Molly Ringwald to a concert. It was kind of funny. So yeah, he says that they hated him.
Well, because he came from a theater background, right? New York theater background. They're more,
acting conservative. Like
I met John Cryer
TV.
when I was running my comedy show on the Upper West Side. He was very nice. He was walking by.
He could be my best friend, I'm sure, if he was too brash.
So in other words, he was perfect for the role of Ducky.
The friend zone ultimate.
Yeah,
that was the ultimate friend zone dude.
And shout out to Annie Potts. She was fucking badass as shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's still badass.
Coolest fucking boss of a record store. I'm sorry, John Cusack. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, but I'm not sorry to Jack Black, because he'd be the coolest employee.
Right.
Yes.
High Fidelity, or not. What's the other one?
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity.
No, what's the other one?
Empire.
Yes.
Yeah. Which is another fun one. So yeah, this is this one I got to tell you. And here's the deal. I'm not going to wax intellect between what John Hughes executive produced or produced, because they're so interchangeable. I don't want to nitpick. But this one he actually passed off to Howard Deutsch, the director, and Howard Deutsch went on to do a few other films for John Hughes. So John Hughes wrote this and produced this. The end.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna get through this. I swear, together, all of us. Yes.
I think that's that picture right there is the coolest I've ever seen John Hughes.
This is officially our longest show, by the way.
Yeah, as it should be. As it should be.
Yes, it is.
I will say, from what I understand, John Hughes would write a picture, it would get greenlit, and if he wasn't directing it, if he was producing or executive producing, he would show up to set for a day or two and then get out of the director's hair and let them do their thing. And of course, he would, check dailies here and there, but he would just let them artistically kind of breathe, which I think is a very cool choice.
So,
because he knows how it feels.
What's a movie he wrote and produced but didn't direct?
That one.
Pretty.
Well, actually, I think he executive produced that one because he felt very strong about his material, so he put money into it.
But
Great Outdoors is a good example.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or Career Opportunities. Spoiler alert. Yeah. So that kind of shit. So moving on. This is the thing. This is the thing. Here we go. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is a big fucking.
Is this your favorite movie of all time?
This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I saw it in the theater. Phenomenal. Just blew my mind. Like as a teenager at the time, I remember walking out of the theater with my buddy Al Metcalf, and we're just like, that was the greatest movie I've ever seen. It was just so good.
I remember you saw it in the theater.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, in terms of it's very mood dependent for me in terms of Hughes movies. Like it's Mr. Mom's a favorite, Vacation's a favorite, whatever the fuck. But at the end of the day, Ferris Bueller gave everybody a license to take the day off. As a viewer, and that's a big deal, I think. And it's funny because I've seen over the years on social media or friends when they're like, oh, Ferris Bueller is really just he's kind of an asshole. like blah 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 blah. Fuck this guy. He's really rude. I'm like, well, I'm sorry that the never-ending story, nothing has taken over you, because like at the end of the day, like he's just saying pause in life, smell the roses a little bit, you know, that's it. But it was important enough for me to get a tattoo that reads,
I was gonna ask, yeah.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop look around once in a while, you can miss it at the end.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Best
you know,
tattoo ever, and it's in typewriting script font, Times New Roman 12, which I like.
thank you very much for that. That is correct. This movie he wrote over the weekend. Boom.
Oh
And
gosh, stop saying that. You're making me feel awful.
well,
Crazy.
it's just- yeah. So this movie had such chemistry. Alan Ruck and Matthew Broderick actually knew each other from theater. So they already had that. Yeah, they already had that friendship beforehand, which is why it works as like as a duo. Yeah, so they didn't like just meet on set like, hey, you know, what's up? They knew each other, and that's exactly like something like this is just some fucking around.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of the movie. There's a chemistry.
Dude, they were
going on.
perfect together. They were perfect together.
it's one of the greatest romances of all time.
100% next to Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. Yes, you're absolutely right. For I Love You, Man.
Annie and Kevin.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
But this movie, again, the soundtrack. I mean, I could say this for every John Hughes picture. The soundtrack's fantastic. And again, Hughes directed this one because he doubled down on this. He knew he wanted to do this. And it's interesting. I think there's a still image of Ferris jumping. Yeah. So we all remember this at the end where he's like trying to get home.
Bring it home. Yeah.
So he hits a trampoline, jumps over the fence. Apparently they shot this out of sequence. They shot this in the middle of production and he rolled his ankle. Okay.
No way.
Yeah. So when we get to the parade sequence, which is at the end of the, at the end of the film, there were specific dance moves that he had choreographed with, I believe his name is Kenny Ortega, who went on to choreograph Dirty Dancing. Okay. So there was a bunch of spins and sorry?
Jennifer Grey's in this movie too.
100%. There you go. So there's a bunch of moves that he couldn't do, but we wouldn't know it as a viewer right now. Cause like, you know, it all works. And the funny thing is they apparently snuck in a float for this actual German holiday parade in Chicago. And then they had to come back and do day 2 for pickups.
Damn.
And they just had a blast of they blasted out, we need 10,000 extras. So the city of Chicago showed up. And yeah, so there's obviously no VFX. When you watch some of the wide sequences with how many people showed up in the city of Chicago, it's like almost like overwhelming. It's incredible. Hell of a sequence.
People who show up, it's my sister and my cousin Kelly, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So let's move on.
I want to say one thing about Ferris really quick. Sorry, Suzanne.
No, this is more production stills from the movie. So yeah,
I was just gonna say Ed Rooney, dude, worst villain, best like.
Oh yeah,
Abe Froman
I met him on the subway.
sausage king of the planet, not just Chicago.
Yeah, he's a pedophile, right?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a downer.
Well, that's what they say.
Well, no, he was convicted of having the material. Yes, and
he was a nice guy on the subway.
That's nice.
Who are we talking about?
You were also over 18.
Jeffrey Jones. Jeffrey
Jones, the principal.
Apparently,
he was
not quite
also
as nice.
King in Amadeus. He was great in that too.
Yeah,
he was also.
That's like your dad's favorite film, I believe, Genevieve.
It is.
He was also great in The Devil's Advocate.
Oh yeah.
He
was
I don't remember.
Lawyer guy. That's right. Oh yeah.
Dude, he was great. He was a great actor. I love the guy. It was so sad to hear about that.
Well, I mean, it's just like anybody who falls from victory. I mean, Bill Cosby. I mean, come on, dude. It's just like, ugh, really? Like you just eclipsed your art. God damn it.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go into that because this is Johnny.
Why do they do that? Dang.
Yeah. So this is a hell of a piece of work. I want Jen to chime in on this if possible. This is one of his more mature teen films, I think.
Hard for me to even talk about this movie without getting choked up, to be honest.
I had a massive crush on Mary Stuart Masterson as a kid. So I was right there. I was like, "What are you doing, you fool!" Like as I was watching the film.
I was always a friend zone, so I totally I was.
Oh, nice.
The dude's friends, like. So that movie was hard to watch because I'm like, I'm her.
Well, this is another John Hughes production. Howard Deutsch, who did Pretty in Pink, directed this, and I gotta say that's why there's some differences in style for sure, because these are different visual filmmakers.
The tone is different.
Yes,
it's
yes,
less lighthearted.
yes. I feel like, yeah, I can see that. I just feel like they're just almost polar opposite filmmakers doing the same thing. But of course, the material, the written material, is John Hughes. But
it's not a comedy, though.
Sorry,
it's not really a comedy.
No, it's like coming of age, if you will.
This is a movie that my 7th grade teacher forced us to watch in class.
You told me that earlier, but now you say forced, and I'll tell you right now.
Well, it was a class assignment.
I'm in the wrong schools back then.
See, it's like I was
to watch
saying,
a John Hughes movie.
Like I was saying earlier, when you're in high school, it's prison. You got to watch, just like the high schoolers had to watch Danny and I in our AIDS play.
What?
Yeah, because if it was optional, nobody would do it.
Right, exactly. You were forced to watch, but at least you were forced to watch a John Hughes movie.
Anthony, we had to watch
an AIDS play.
Sorry,
John. We were great in that play.
We were no Mary Stuart Masterson.
We were phenomenal in that play.
Oh, that's fine.
I'd like to see Mary Stuart Masterson doing the AIDS play.
I understand that a lot of those high schools really requested you guys come in and do hepatitis next.
Nice. Fucking Kevin with the man. God bless. Every segment, I always take a moment to say, Kevin, I love you. Kevin, I love you.
The feeling is mutual.
Oh, God bless. I will say though, have you seen Mary Stuart Masterson's work in Fried Green Tomatoes? Come on now.
Yes.
Okay. So
I've seen it all. She's it.
She's the best. So moving forward, this is a big fucking deal right here. I think for all.
That's my absolute favorite of any movie he ever did.
100%.
That's the one
I agree.
I
agree.
Okay, John, will you sing 3 coins in the fountain?
I
would not.
Seeking happiness.
Don't blaspheme.
One of my favorite lines. One of my favorite lines in movie history. Those aren't 2 pillows.
Let's. We got a few photos here, I believe.
Kevin Bacon cameo in the beginning.
That's a She's Having a Baby cameo.
Yeah.
Fighting him for the cab.
Yeah.
So, because it actually came out roughly the same year. Actually, it was kind of a pre-universe thing. But we got a few photos for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles to go through. I got some stories here. But yeah, it's definitely the same character, definitely the same universe when they're struggling for a cab.
Yeah.
But in Planes, Trains, it's definitely, in my opinion, Hughes' biggest heart film.
Yeah. When you find out the wife is gone, I mean, can anybody, if you don't feel something in that moment, you have no soul.
100%, 100%. Apparently, this was the highest shooting ratio that Hughes had ever done.
Wow.
There's actually, the initial cut was 3.5 hours, which exists in some vault and maybe Paramount. People are signing petitions to release it, so on and so forth. There's a screenplay out there that has all these huge, almost monologues before certain scenes we watch in the movie, the theatrical cut, start. So this scene right here, he talks forever before, in the screenplay, before we actually see what the theatrical cut is, if that makes sense. In fact, you can go on YouTube, they do a deep dive and they do the screenplay before they show the actual theatrical cut. And it's just like, wow, that scene would have been so different. Like, he goes into,
check that out. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
It's a hell of a piece on YouTube. Just Planes, Trains, and Automobiles behind the scenes. You can find it. It's like a 20-minute bit, but they had a hell of a fucking time apparently on the production. And this actually solidified like John Hughes and John Candy being best friends, like hands down. And it's a hell of a piece of work. And I cannot not make mention without saying there's going to be a remake with Kevin Hart and Will Smith.
What?
Yes. And here's the deal.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful, dude. I'm sorry.
I don't.
Why don't they just save the money and go piss on John Hughes' grave?
Right?
It's
cheap. Just like dig up John Candy's body and have him star in it.
Oh my God.
Well, check it out before we go to the next.
The heck.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here's the deal.
Why?
There was already a
I was
remake.
feeling so good.
There was already a remake of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Do you know that?
No.
It was called Due Date. Todd Phillips film.
Due Date.
Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr.
That doesn't sound anything like it, though.
It's exactly
No, it wasn't though, because
But
he's
that-
trying to get home.
100%. Todd Phillips says my love letter to John Hughes, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is my film due date. On record.
Yeah, but I know, but it wasn't. It
Oh,
wasn't.
but he's
even
not. But he
close.
wasn't. It wasn't like an official remake.
No,
Right.
it wasn't an official remake.
Yeah.
It was a love
Right.
letter. I'm saying
Right.
it has been love lettered remade.
Okay,
Okay?
here's what I remember about Due Date, which was only from the trailer because I didn't see the movie.
I saw it.
That's the first time we saw this gag that was then copied a billion times, which is the two dudes are playing either
Polar opposites.
basketball or something, and one of them is gross and doesn't have a shirt on, and they
Oh.
in slow motion the face slaps against the
Yeah.
fucking
Along
belly.
Came Polly was the other one. you're
Yeah.
thinking
Along
of.
Came
They
Polly,
did it
yeah.
in like 15 other movies. They
Yeah.
did the same exact fucking joke.
Yeah.
And I think at least Todd Phillips created it. I think.
Well, Along Came Polly created that because he came before Due Date.
Oh, so Todd Phillips ripped it off.
Or he just wanted to have that scene.
Or
where-
they're all playing some games together, and
Yeah. But anyway,
Or it just happened, and they're like, "Keep it."
my point
Yeah.
is that was his love letter to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and he had the decency not to call it Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Okay,
Thank
because at the
God.
end of the day, the whole story that John Hughes probably banged out in like 2 hours was based on his own experience. He was delayed 4 days, and he had to fucking go through these methods to get home. And he's
Right.
like, "Well, this is a fucking movie. I'm going to write this shit," and he did.
Yeah.
So this new movie with Kevin Hart and Will Smith. I mean, Kevin Hart's comedic genius. I like Will Smith. It's going to work, I'm sure, on
So
a level
Kevin Hart-
of
Kevin Hart-
comedy.
You remember when
Kevin
Ted
Hart-
It's not
Turner
going to be the
took,
same though. Sorry.
remember when Ted Turner took black and white movies and colorized them?
Sure.
Isn't that what's happening with old movies again? Except it's literally putting people of color in them.
yeah,
Which
Yeah, right.
I would find that insulting if I was a person of color. I would rather have an original movie.
I
be in.
I mean,
I've talked
here's
to
the
some of
deal.
my friends of color about this very thing, and they actually find it kind of annoying, and like they're like, let's create some new content.
I
you know,
would.
about our
Exactly.
lives, you know,
Exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
here's the deal. There's
Let's
a
talk
reason.
about it all white panel.
right?
Well, I'm Sicilian. No.
Yeah, let's
what
move
you
on.
identify as.
My husband just pulled up in the driveway, and he's half Armenian. He likes to pull out that card now all the time because
Get him to stand in the background during this conversation.
Oh, he
at
will. He
least.
will. For 5 seconds, then he'll depart. Yeah, I'd be like,
Yeah. Let's
will.
move
No,
on, please.
I'm in the driveway. Can I come
No,
in?
but I will say this. I will say this though. I don't know. You know, whatever the remake's going to be, it's going to be, and whatever the fuck, you know, like it's just not. It's not going to be the same because it did not come from. It's going to have sight gags. It might be enjoyable. It might be like Coming to America 2, which is just like something you watch and you're like, all right. But I mean, come
I
on.
know.
Not going to hold a candle or 16 to the original.
No, and there's a reason why Planes, Trains, and Automobiles makes fucking money every Thanksgiving digitally. It makes hand over fucking fist cash.
Because it makes you feel good.
It makes you feel good. It's well made. There's a timeless quality to it, even though it's like, you know, it's obviously from the late 80s, but it's beautiful. And
Kevin Hart's funny,
comedy
but
works.
he's not John Candy.
Sorry?
Kevin Hart's funny, but he's not John Candy.
What's happening over there, Suzannah?
Fact.
Moving forward. We gotta get through this. Come on. So this is a personal
This
film.
is 2.5 hours.
Great.
I think we can skip this one.
Yeah, no, it's a good
Yeah.
it's a good film. What's interesting is
no, it's not, Anthony.
hey, I will say no, it's a good flick. It's a good flick.
This is the best birth control movie.
Yeah, it is.
ever.
No,
I will say
I think it's well done. It's not like something I throw on yearly or even bi-yearly. Maybe every decade. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fold some laundry.
This is
But,
something you play for your teenagers on repeat.
Well, what's
Anthony,
interesting?
why
What's
don't you
interesting
tell
about
them
this?
your
What's
birth
interesting about?
announcement?
Sorry.
Why don't you tell them about your birth announcement?
Oh yeah.
By the way,
yeah. Well,
for
we should
people
have
who
a
are
graphic.
for people who are watching this, she's having a baby, or who are
Thank you,
listening.
Spotify. All right. So check it out. So what's interesting about this is when you're watching Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Steve Martin calls his wife, and she's in bed, and the TV's on, and she's talking on the phone. You can hear on the TV she's having a baby. You can hear it playing. So this movie actually came before.
Oh.
We had the graphics got order, but this movie actually came before Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Hence why Kevin Bacon did a cameo as himself from She's Having a Baby. Moving forward. Boom. Great Outdoors, dude. Great Out fucking Doors. Check this shit out, dude. Boom. That's actually a three-dimensional standee.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's fun as shit. This movie has no mean bones in its body, except for Roman, a.k.a. Dan Aykroyd. But that's why we love this movie. Annette Bening's fun as shit. And Howard Deutsch fucking shot this, the guy who did Some Kind of Wonderful and Pretty in Pink. So another John Hughes banged out script of his family adventures, more or less. Anybody have any memories of this?
I loved it.
I remember not loving that as much as I wanted to. But
I love the bear scene.
That's true. That's true. I thought it was going to be better. You're right. But it was still funny.
Always come to me when you want to remember how you felt, Dan. I'll set you straight.
Oh, shit.
Jen, anything?
You want to know honestly what I was literally in love with Dan Aykroyd for many years, and it was like hard to see him be, because like to me he's like, you know, Ghostbuster, endearing, all these things, and this movie was such a dick, you know.
Yeah, he's an asshole. Yeah.
And it's like it's not Dan Aykroyd to me. Dan Aykroyd's like the bumbling, like sweet guy, you know. So that kind of bummed me out.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oddly enough, the cabin that they stay in is still standing, and it's on the Universal Studios tram tour.
Yeah, I love it. It's still there, hanging on. Yeah.
And they always make mention of it like it's this huge thing, and I feel like the generation now is like, what the fuck are you talking about? What is that?
Dude, that's so weird that you said that, because the last time I went on the Universal lot tour, I swear half the people were like, what? Yeah. Like every movie that I was like the best movie ever. They're like, what's that? Like,
I just think they haven't gotten around to like build another cabin that's like mainstream production. Hopefully they don't get rid of it, but I don't know. Maybe Great Outdoors too.
Are they redoing with like Martin Lawrence and like Shaq or something? I don't know.
I'll watch it. I mean, how about Grown Ups 3 in that fucking cabin? Grown Ups 3. Adam Sandler and Chris Rock. The end. Kevin James makes an appearance. I got nothing. Anyway, moving forward. Uncle Buck's the fucking shit. Who doesn't love Uncle Buck? This has a lot of heart in it too.
Yeah.
They turned this into a TV show too, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. They did with another comic, and it lasted for 5 minutes.
The guy from the British stripper movie.
Paul Monty?
Paul Monty, yeah, it was one of those guys.
Well, they've actually, I think they remade it with, could be wrong, maybe Mike Epps. I think they did. It's been remade twice into a TV show.
Jesus.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is John Hughes writing, directing, producing, hanging out with his friend John Candy. This started his Macaulay Culkin collaboration, okay, which is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah, big one.
Yeah. I actually used to know as a kid Gabby Hoffman, who plays Maisie right there in the little corner. Yeah, she was cool shit.
Some stuff like Traveling Pants and stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Was she in that? I know she was in 200 Cigarettes and a bunch of other films. She definitely still. I think she was in Girls, Judd Apatow's Girls. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, she totally still is doing her thing. But this movie's badass. Totally fun. Like I remember as a kid, I was like, "Holy fuck, this movie's rad!" And whoever the fuck this Macaulay Culkin kid is, that's where it's at.
He's got the X factor.
100%.
Whenever it's on, I watch this movie, and I make anybody near me watch it. I love this movie.
It's a fun flick.
Yeah.
So we'll just move forward because we got a few more to get through. Christmas 59 became this. Boom.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting story real quick. Chris Columbus was initially, and actually this broke news recently. Chris Columbus was initially slated to direct this, but he and Chase didn't get along for whatever reason. And he declined to do it. And I think it was Jeremiah Chekiet is his name, the director who took over this. He was a commercial director who did a hell of a fucking job.
Yeah.
Chris Columbus decided not to do it. And not knowing what his next job was going to be.
I heard they just took away his holiday.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
That's
I
good.
had to say it.
That's very good. Very good. Hold on. Since we're clearly running the clock, I can.
Hey, it's one joke, for God's sakes.
It's Indigenous People Day, Danny.
I know.
Damn it, Danny. So Chris Columbus had no idea what his next job was going to be, and it became
Discovering America. Sorry.
Come say hi really quick. Hold on, my husband's gonna say hi really quick. No, he's on the call.
Just another 45 minutes till the end of the show.
He's got plenty of time to join us.
You're just wondering what I'm doing.
Christmas Vacation was shot at the Warner Backlot. The entire cul-de-sac is the Warner Backlot studio. Heads up. And yeah, I think it totally works. It makes a lot of fucking money every year, video on demand, and streaming rentals, whatever the fuck. And I would say, I hate to say this, it's probably the best Vacation, even though my heart is with the original Vacation. European is a fun experiment, if you will. Vegas is just something completely different. And the Vacation 2015 is a tumor. So,
I agree with you. I think this
I
is
like
the
all
best
involved. Yeah.
This is the best one.
Moving forward, let's get out of this. Boom, Home Alone, dude. So this is Chris Columbus's fucking feature, dude. So he did Adventures of Babysitting. He went on to do Mrs. Doubtfire.
That's a good movie.
Which one? All of them?
Babysitting.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see. There's a little Adventures of Babysitting right there. See above the Vacation?
Yeah.
Boom.
Nice.
A little shout out to Chris Columbus. And he fucking wrote Gremlins, dude.
Yeah.
That guy's a fucking beast. Went on to Harry Potter and so on and so forth. But this movie was huge. I don't know how to tell you that.
like the biggest, right?
It was the
One of the
biggest.
highest grossing movies of all time.
Yeah, 100%. So let's just steamroll forward.
My buddy, my buddy Devin Rattray is in that. My buddy Devin Rattray was Buzz.
Yeah.
And when my screenplay got parodied by 30 Rock, we did a video about me finding out about it, and he was ripping on me in the video. And we had Vinny Vella, we had a lot of people who've been in a bunch of movies just making fun of that whole thing. So I just wanted to shout out to Devin Rattray. He's a fucking great guy, great actor.
Get him on the show.
I will. I'll get him on here.
Cool. So, I mean, this movie's badass. So moving forward, the Hughes empire is continuing. He wrote this. He produced it. He did not direct it. They actually shot this in Gwinnett County in a Target. Yeah, in a Target.
You told me that. Yeah.
Wow.
Funny.
That became a Baptist church. Because once I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, because I'm in Georgia now.
I need to buy that Target for my basement.
I will buy that Target. Buy that Target.
Sorry.
I mean, I want to. Hey, thinking it's free, I'll think it. But fuck.
Jennifer Connelly. Before
we get to that, I'm thinking about buying that Target 7. Anyway, the point is, it became a Baptist church. So it's like, I still want to visit the Baptist church. But so they shot it in Georgia in like 1990. And John Candy has a little cameo in here. He's the hiring guy that Frank Whaley comes in. And this movie's actually kind of good. And there's a lot of it that I want to love and I semi-love. But it gets kind of muddled with this bumbling burglar little madcap caper thing at the end, and the end is absolutely fucking rushed, which it feels like the audience is cheated, in my opinion. But there's moments of brilliance, if I may say. I don't know if y'all have seen this one or we've seen it recently.
No,
not recently. No,
it's worth a revisit. Everything I'm saying is like pretty fucking on point, especially the ending when it's so fucking.
It's hard to deal with the fact that it was 30 years ago, Anthony.
Right.
That's really hard for me. Like,
okay, we should throw it on.
It when it came out, and I'm like, I looked at the date right now, and I'm like, that was 30 years ago when I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
No, you're right.
That's an unfortunate side effect of not dying.
He has a kid my son's age, the lead in that, and we had the same pediatrician. Yeah, and so we would see each other at the pediatrician occasionally. Nice guy.
Good shit.
This movie. This is terrible. This movie.
There you go. See,
But
you're not wrong. You're not wrong if that's how you feel.
Yeah, awful. Anyone else? Anyone else see it?
Yes,
It wasn't my favorite.
I
know
agree with
did,
you.
Anthony.
I agree with you.
I actually enjoyed it. I saw it in the theater. I was probably age appropriate. I don't know.
I don't think it was.
I didn't hate it. That's Ethan Randall, aka Ethan Embry,
Yep.
right there. And
Yep.
O'Neill, of course, he knows jujitsu.
Rapper.
Yeah.
No.
So, and Joe Beth Williams is in this movie. Shout out to her. I didn't hate it because, there's some slapstick shit and so on and so forth. It's a road movie. Is it his best? No. Is it worthwhile? If you're folding laundry. That's my opinion.
I wanted you to say, is it his second best? Also, no.
Oh, see, that's where you were. Damn it! I should have seeked out you. We got this is another production of John Hughes, Chris Columbus film.
Never seen it.
Never saw that either.
Oh yeah, check it out. Maureen O'Hara, Catherine O'Hara's mom.
Oh yeah, no, this
Anthony
is good.
Quinn.
I remember this.
Ali Sheedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. John Candy, of course.
The log line's pretty bad. Before he can tie the knot, he has to untie the apron string. It's like pretty bad.
That's his mom. He has an overbearing mom.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to see that movie for any reason.
You should check it out. I think you would enjoy it as much.
It's not
if you
the
like John
cinematic.
Candy.
It's not the cinematic tour de force that stop or my mom will shoot is. But in a pinch, in a pinch.
That's part of his work.
Train.
Part of his work. Let's move forward. This is the last thing he's ever directed.
Wow.
John Hughes.
Oh, that's a terrible way to go out.
Wow.
It is what it is. It is
Wow.
what it is.
It was
Because
cute.
with that movie, he died twice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that died in the box office.
It
And
kind
then
of
he
looks like
died.
a young John Hughes right there.
So
She looks like one of those garbage pail kids that were so big back then.
Yeah.
You remember those?
Yeah.
Yes.
of course.
Yes,
Who are you talking
that's where Garbage Pail Kids is where Cabbage Patch Kids started. It was one of the series of cards, I believe.
Yep.
That's an accurate statement, sir.
Kid still has one.
Probably not worth mentioning, but it's accurate.
So I will say, is this movie fantastic? No. Does it have moments? Yes. Is it cute? It is. Is it family style? 100%.
I learned that John Belushi had a brother when that movie came out.
Oh wow. Okay, fair. There you go.
That's about it.
Oh,
That's helpful.
He's one of the leads in it, right?
James is the dude, the main
Yeah.
guy. Right?
The end. Moving forward.
Yeah.
Here we go. So he was on a production rampage. Boom. So he wrote this film, Beethoven. Okay. But for whatever reason, was not a fan of how it turned out or whatever the fuck or who was involved. So he's like, fuck it. I don't want to be billed for this. Call me Edmond Dantes from fucking Count of Monte Cristo. Boom. So he's billed as
Oh,
Edmond Dantes on Count of Monte Cristo right there. Boom. Beethoven.
I like that.
I enjoyed that movie, but
Yeah, you did.
My mom named 3 dogs after Beethoven.
There you go. So it works. So clearly he was on to the family thing. And this is
So
the
it
family
works.
segment. This is the family
His
segment of
goal
John
is to
Hughes.
get people to name their dogs Beethoven.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole through line of Amadeus films. He's like, fuck the cats, fuck the cats. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, so boom, he's like, yeah, I'll start fucking writing some shit here and there between big pictures. Okay, because he was, a hot fucking item. But for whatever reason, he's like, I'm gonna use a fucking alias on this one. Boom. Moving forward. Yeah. This is a fucking huge one. Okay.
this was better than the first one. It was better.
If that's how you feel, again, you're not wrong. I think the first one is the better one. I feel this one
was
is the more
funnier.
cartoony one.
This was funnier. Way funnier. than the
Yeah,
first one.
he basically fucking murders. He kind of fucks them up in the first, but he murders them in the second.
Yeah,
It should be called homicide alone. Okay.
dude.
Yeah.
When
it's
he
a
put the
cartoon.
spider, when he put the tarantula on his face, and
That's
he's
the
like,
first
"Ah!"
one. That's the first one.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah. See,
okay.
you know what I'm talking about?
No,
First
but
one's
this
better.
one, no, but this one was definitely funnier. I remember my son and I, because my son was young, and we watched both, and this is the one he always wanted to watch, and I agreed with him. This was funnier than the first one by far. The first one was more genuine. It was more.
I think it's timeless.
This one took more risks, I think. Yeah.
It was just funnier. It was funnier. That's why we liked it better.
So here's the deal. I'm gonna maximize this. Too late into like 4 minutes. The rest of John Hughes' fucking filmography because it's getting late. Okay.
Yeah, it's almost 3 hours now.
That's great. So here we go. This is where he just started producing and writing. Okay. And sometimes just writing and saying, fuck you, here you go. Like, I almost like that style. Here you go, fuck yourself. Dennis the Menace. I gotta say, this little fucking kid, Mason Gamble, is fucking awesome. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie. It's not fantastic. But I think it's directed by Nick Castle, who was the fucking I think he directed Last Starfighter.
No.
Hello. And he was also the original fucking Michael Myers in John Carpenter's fucking Halloween.
Wow.
Nick fucking Castle. Right fucking there. Boom. He goes on to fucking do Dennis the Menace. And dude, shout out to fucking Walter Matthau.
Yeah.
Okay. So this movie is actually fucking hilarious because this fucking little fuck, pardon my language, right there, who almost looks like my kid.
We're now explicit.
Great. Come on.
We've been explicit.
You have trigger warnings. This little fuck. How he did not have a heart attack the first act, I have no idea. But this movie is actually not bad. It's actually shot pretty well. Christopher Lloyd.
My kids really like it.
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd's in it. It's like,
yeah.
And in fact, we were watching it with our kids, and I was like, oh, Christopher Lloyd's kind of spooky. I don't know. Might be a little too soon. Anyway, that's what John Hughes was up to. Baby's Day Out.
Yeah, that was so weird when that came out because that was a Warner Brothers short cartoon in 1942. Basically,
God bless you.
That they made.
Love it.
That they made into a feature live action. Crazy.
Yeah, well, this is kind of the. I mean, Hollywood's cyclical, as you know. Like, Money Pit is Mr. Blanding's Build His Dream House, and so on and so forth. Like, they always reboot it and so on and so forth. But I feel like this was like started the fucking rolling ball into the 2000s and where we are now. This movie's actually shot pretty well. It's not fantastic. It's enjoyable, kind of, but it's kind of forgettable too. So it is what it is. On to the next one. Boom, another remake. The end. Boom, boom, another remake. Boom. He's just writing these. Boom, another remake.
Remade.
Yeah. We'll stop there for a second.
Oh God, this was horrible. This movie was so bad. Oh my God, I hated it.
I will say it is poor. I actually read the script and I'm like, it's actually not terrible for something that's the studio's asking him to drudge along. And the funny thing is the mom, who's a redhead, is kind of filling in for Catherine O'Hara. She was actually the Jake Ryan's girlfriend in 16 Candles.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
She was also in Gremlins too.
The blonde, the one with the purple dress, sweater.
Sorry?
The one
they cut her hair.
Yeah, they cut her hair.
That's her. She was also in Gremlins too.
I don't know. It's like when I look at that cover, it's everything I hate about sequels.
Well, I want to say the tagline should
mugging, be. I was going to say the mugging in this was so bad. It was so over the top. It was so terrible. It was horrible. Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're again. That's how you feel. I'm not saying this movie's fucking great. It's not. It's a piece of shit.
Home Alone 3. We'll take your money, but we are out of ideas.
No. I gotta say the whole like RC car like secret chip fucking government bullshit. I was like, a little war games nod. It's not terrible. Like they didn't phone it in too much.
I don't know.
It's a bad movie. I'm not defending this. I'm not going to say French Stewart in Part 4 is awesome. Check it out. So let it go. I'm just saying, it's what he did. Moving forward, we're going to get through this. I swear. Dude, fucking reached the rock. So he started doing independent productions. Boom, boom, boom. He's like, I'm fucking out of this. And actually neglected to say the Flubber and 101 Dalmatians and so on and so forth. That was after John Candy died. So John Hughes actually, he felt, in his opinion, that Hollywood killed his friend. Hollywood overworked a dude at that size, overworked him, and he felt, fuck this, I'm done with this machine. So he started scaling back to only writing, and that's why he was doing the Edmond Dantes thing and, you know, whatever the fuck. And he wanted to focus on his family. He didn't want his kids to lose sight on what's truly important and what real happiness is. And so he started doing, you know, this kind of shit. So Reach the Rock is actually when he actually pulled away from Hollywood, and he actually owned a farm, like a functional farm in North Illinois. So he became a farmer. And in the meantime, he would,
Farmer
you know,
John.
yeah. So he would help independent features here and there along the way, and there you go. So what else we got? Yeah, this is a remake of a French film. It's not good.
Right. I saw this. I realized right when I started watching it that I've seen the French version and it was way better. And I don't even speak French.
No, there you go.
Christina Applegate.
There you go. Moving forward. So his son, I believe, wrote this, and so he naturally produced it. And
never even heard of it.
yeah,
No,
I can get it on eBay for 99 cents. I'm going to get it. So that's John Hughes right there, as you can see.
And his son.
And his son right there, and the director. I have not seen it. I've read reviews. The reviews are not favorable, but hey, whatever the fuck. He's supporting his son. Great.
It's got to be hard to be a son of a legend, man.
Yeah, I'm sure. So moving forward, what do we got? He fucking wrote Made in Manhattan. A lot of people
never knew that.
Most people know that. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
yeah, that's
Because he's credited as Edmond Dantes in that shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes
Keep
sense.
Keep going. He wrote that shit. Nobody knows that.
What?
I knew that one.
There you go.
There
That's
he
John Hughes. He was on a walk in New York City to visit his son. I think it was August 6, 2009, and he had a heart attack, died on the street alone.
Oh,
The end. Sorry to put it on a bummer note.
no. That's
Thanks for going through this whole, filmography with me. I've never seen it done personally on YouTube. I don't know if this is the right one for anybody to ever watch. I'm sorry, but it was just, have never collectively seen his works just like in one,
Right.
discussed. It's always like, oh, this movie's great or that movie's great. So,
All right. Well, listen, I want you guys to, if you want to hang out for the after party, that's cool. I want to thank everybody for watching the show.
I'm going to bed.
Please check out the bottom. Anchor.fm/the Danny McDermott Show /support. If you guys want to support the show, we greatly appreciate that. This is what, episode 35 or something like that. So, beginning amazing guests. John, thank you for coming back.
thank you for being
I have
patient.
a PS.
We're definitely going to have you back. Genevieve, you're amazing guest.
absolutely.
I'm
Wonderful.
seriously, you were awesome. Thank
I
you.
really, really like you guys.
We're gonna definitely have you back. No, you're amazing. You had me laughing. Very funny. I'm glad you were on. Guys, thank you so much.
I have a PS.
I don't know what that means. I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough.
You need the
PSs.
PS. You need the PS.
I need
show's
you
going-
Need the PS.
I need the P for sure.
We're going on 3 hours now.
John Hughes wrote
Okay.
Dumb and Dumber.